It is good. It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be reacting to the lies, deception, and greed of NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Now, shout out to my man DBG for making this video. I've heard a lot of great things about it. And so I thought it would be good for me personally to get on here and to give you guys a reaction to it. I like doing reaction videos because, look, I want to watch this video anyways on my own time. And while I do it, guys, I would like to just, give my honest opinion and reaction to it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Hopefully each and every one of you guys are having a blessed day. Massive shout out to DBG. Make sure to go check out his channel. The links to both of his channels will be down below in my description.
The community is in uproar. There's an article in Forbes about this whole situation. Journalists are looking for answers and hearing nothing from 2K. That's just the current state NBA 2K24 MyTEAM is in. The mode that we all once loved is in its lowest ever point. And in this video, we are going to be talking about all of the lies, deception, and even some things you could argue were straight up scams in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. So to start off, we obviously
I know DBG's about to go into it, but like, there's more than just catches the eye. Like, obviously, the player market was a lie. Like, they said it would bring more accessibility to the mode. That didn't happen. We know the Kobe lie, but I'm eager to see more of the lies and break it down.
To go back to before the game was even released. Because if 2K didn't make promises before a year, we wouldn't have anywhere to look back on to show that 2K were straight up lying, or at worst, deceiving us into being hyped falsely for this game. Obviously, the first thing they said was about the player market.
Just ridiculous.
And this was to replace the auction house, which has been in the game since NBA 2K15. Obviously, recent years was kind of ran by coin sites, so basically 2K decided to get rid of it. They said right here that the player market evens the player field for everyone in MyTEAM. It also says each player card will be available at transparent prices, and also says if you want, you can outright get sets for an entire discount. They then finish it off by saying that cards will go down in value as the year goes on, so cards will eventually be cheaper in following seasons. So at the start,
Now look, some of those things I feel like are true. Like, some of those things they said are true, like buying the entire set for a discount. Like, I guess it's not true because you can't buy, the sets now for a discount, but like earlier in the year, you definitely were able to. So like, part of that isn't entirely false. And again, there were some things about that, like they did go down over time, but then they'd stop going down after a certain amount of time. I don't know. It's just been a mess though, honestly.
Initially did what they promised. While there were a lot of lock-ins, they did state there were going to be collection rewards. And you can see here a 58% discount. But one thing they didn't say in the dev blog was that the discount was going to be VC only. So MT.
Okay, I never even thought about it like that. It's true though. It's true. It wasn't a 58% MT discount, only VC. And what's the big deal? VC, you can't basically grind MyTEAM to get VC. You got to grind MyTEAM to get MT.
Discount. But one day in February, the mode became a casino. You were not able to get any cards that were the highest tier. You were no longer able to buy them in the player market. You were no longer able to get them outright. You had to gamble for them on packs. So the player market instantly became completely irrelevant. And you can even see right now, even the discount is gone. While it's still VC only, it's now only
6%. So you guys got to realize, they went from going from 50 to 60% discounts to 5 or 6%. And which basically made it not a discount at all. Like 5 or 6%? No.
6%, and some weeks as low as 5%. You can see here about cards going down in price. And if you look, Season 1 September rubies are 14k. Rubies that were out after Season 3 are 2,000 MT. Season 1 Amethyst cards are 28k, whereas...
That's what I'm saying. I feel like not all cards are continuing to go down.
Season 4 Amethyst cards are 5k MT. It doesn't make sense. As you can see right here, the first diamond is 98k, and diamonds are now 14k. All are newer ones. So while the cards did go down in price, they all just had a set maximum price that they could be reduced to.
Right,
was
that's
never
what I'm
said
saying.
Anywhere. So cards from earlier in the year that are amethyst are going to be more expensive than pink diamonds from Season 5 and 6. And even if you want to get a good card, you're going to have to lock in a collection. And there's some cards that you want, but you better believe these packs are rigged. They haven't claimed to be...
They 100% are rigged. The lock-in packs are rigged. It's one of the reasons I'm not a fan of honestly locking in these sets overall. Like, the last 2 weeks have been whatever. But, like, if, like, a bad card's in a set, that's who you're going to pull. For example, if Derrick Rose is available in... What was he in? I think it was in one of the sets. I don't exactly know what set. Most people pulled Derrick Rose. Most people are pulling Chris Bosh the week before. Guess what? Most people pulling Patrick Ewing. They are 100% rigged.
Equal chance since the All-Star pack. They are completely rigged. You are not getting one of the best cards. You're more than likely going to get one of the worst cards.
100% rigged.
But even still, if you go and open packs for cards, we saw from Troydan. Troydan spent nearly 10,000 Canadian dollars on a 100 overall. It took him nearly 3,000 packs to do it. And with countries deciding the FIFA packs are gambling, I'm surprised that not a bigger deal has been made out of 2K. I think if 2K MyTEAM was a bigger mode, or if FIFA decided to do what they're doing right now, what 2K are doing, these packs would have been made illegal already in most of the world.
So the player market was a straight up lie by 2K. What they initially put it forward as a way to get any player and a way to make cards more attainable, in fact, was the opposite.
It's not the case
No
at all.
players are now in the player market. The MT currency is useless. While 2K said they were bringing in the player market to level the playing field, maybe they did initially. Maybe they did when they decided to do that at the start of the year. But on All-Star Weekend, everything changed. And this game mode became a casino. It became a casino in a game that was made 3+ or E for everybody.
And look, I've never look, I'm not a fan of how the game is played, and honestly, even in years past, it's been kind of trending this way. But it's gotten to the point, like, literally, unless you gamble, there's no point in playing the game. There literally is no point in playing the game. Because what are you playing the game for? Like, honestly, what are you playing the game for? My team used to be about building a squad to go into and play with. That's no longer the case. You don't get to control the squad you build anymore. You just don't.
It's a casino that can be basically accessed by a kid if they want to. And it is very worrying for the future of my team that this is something that they thought that they could do and get away with. And what's even more concerning, not that they thought they could get away with it, the fact that they have done it and they have gotten away with it.
They have. They have. And it's crazy. Like, in the grand scheme of things, and as bad as the 100 overall situation is, I think it's horrible. The gambling has been going on, like, for months. Like, strictly of gambling. Player market basically losing everything, no auctions. Gambling only, months.
Before we get on to the main part of the video, I'm going to be going over some smaller lies throughout the year. So the first thing, this wasn't my team specific, but it was about the Hall of Fame / Pro Pass. Basically, 2K, Mike Wang, insinuate.
Yep, they said no advantages on the court. Okay, well, look at the recent SJ and James Harden. Tell me there's no advantages.
That you were not going to have a competitive in-game advantage for the Pro Pass. And while he never...
It does say my players. It doesn't say my team.
Said it specifically in my team, the fact that we started off through 4 seasons of only getting an alternate card art, there not being any sort of a difference between the cards, and then in season 5 2K decided to change that. You can see these 2 James Harden cards, stats wise they're exactly the same, but animations is a huge difference. One of the Hardens has a release on quick, one is very quick.
No, I don't think it's, to me personally, I don't think they're that big of a difference, but it's still, again, advantages behind the paywall.
I assume you can guess which is which. Basically, it means that you're getting a big time advantage in the card for spending the extra money, as well as obviously doing the grind. You can see right here in September, these are all going to be in chronological order. 2K falsely advertised the odds on packs. I'm not entirely sure whether 2K did compensate people in the end, but if they did, it wasn't by giving them the cards and the fake odds. In November, 2K advertised a Jeremy Lin card, who was actually the first card in history to be VC only.
And he was horrible. He was horrible. And they had discounted him when he's never been in the game before.
He was the first card you could only ever buy a VC in the history of my team. It had never happened before, so there's some countries where you couldn't get the card. But also, I'm pretty sure, well, I'm not sure about the legality, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm not sure you can release an item on sale. As you can see here, they showed that there was a big sale in the price. While there was no set price for diamonds in the VC auction house, because well, obviously diamonds varied in price, 2K decided to release this Jeremy Lin on sale at a VC price of 35k with a price of 87.5.
Where's Seamar's at? I don't know if you guys know Seamar. Seamar's used to be a competitive 2K player. He's going to school to be a lawyer. Can he help with this stuff? Like, he'd be able to tell me if this is legal or not. I mean, my goodness, man.
1.5k, which he was literally never up for. And while most of this is going to be negative, this is actually something that 2K did well. And the reason why I'm putting this in the video is at the start of December, 2K, they done goofed and then they made up for it by basically saying there was an issue, you can go and have one of them for free. So 2K did something good. And the reason why I'm putting this in the video,
I think they tweeted this and provided some communication. Okay, guess what? You did, and I'm going to spend a little time talking about this. There was an issue in today's season rewind release where the collection rewards were temporarily available for purchase in the player market. As a result, we're reversing any duplicate transactions. Guess what? They communicated with the community and gave us an alternate thing. Guess what they did with the Kobe situation? Outside of Discord, they swept it under the rug. They swept the whole thing entirely under the rug. No communication at all. No, apologies. No, thank you for understanding. Nothing.
Video is that it shows that 2K, when they want to, can actually do something good. However, a few days later, 2K released a Nick Claxton, and he had an 88 three-point shot, and then 2K decided to change that and give him a 55 rated three-point shot. Should he have had a 50?
It's just ridiculous. Just absolutely crazy.
55 rate initially, maybe, but people went and spent their real money, spent their real MT on this card, only for 2K to change him and make him worse. On Christmas Day, we got our first set of primetime cards.
That'd be like, and I don't know if this is even a good comparison, but that would be like you go buy a ticket to a sporting event. Okay, let's say you buy a lower level ticket, a decent ticket in a lower level, and then that company decides to change it to an upper deck ticket. That's not even a good ticket, but yet you still paid the same price. I mean, again, I don't know if that's a good comparison or not, but that's the way I think of it, considering I'm probably going to go to some of these Timberwolves playoffs games. That's just sad.
We'd been promised them months before, but this was the first time we saw them. We haven't seen them since. This was a big part of a blog that we literally saw once. 2K advertised we're gonna...
And it was horrible. I mean, like it wasn't that bad, but it was just like, okay.
We're getting primetime cards for big matchups, and then they just forgot about it or ignored it because it probably wasn't making them that much money. Again, not a big deal, but it does show that there is deception advertising something as important and then not following through with it. And who remembers Moments cards? 2K decided not to actually...
Moments cards used to be one of the best parts about 2K in general, and now we don't even see them at all.
These timely Moments cards, like they said, and they released Season Rewind. We thought they were going to be a monthly thing. Nah, they literally just gave us 30 twice, and that was it.
And honestly, I don't even like the monthly thing. I wish they'd come out as the moment happens, but I'm asking for too much. I'm sorry. I ask for too much sometimes.
And who would ever forget the PG glitch, which allowed people to make millions and millions of MT? At the same time, I don't know why we're calling it a glitch. It was a mistake on their part. They decided to put them at too cheap a price, and people made MT off that. 2K wiped the MT of all accounts that did it, which is fair enough. But at the same time, 2K swept it under the rug. No compensation for people that didn't do the glitch, and the no communication whatsoever just let the sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. 2K then repeated...
And that's the whole thing. Like, I've been saying it for a very long time. It's the communication aspect. I mean, again, once they made all devs and all, like, people associated with 2K basically unfollow us, it's just been so... And it was downhill before then, but since then, it's been bad.
The Jeremy Lin scenario by putting a card in the pack market for VC only. And unlike Jeremy Lin, where it was a scrub and everyone could ignore it, there was no advertised sale on this one. This was just the best card in the game, being released for 175,000 VC, which was a crazy price. $50 for a card. Not attainable in the player market.
I mean, it is a crazy price. I agree with that, but at the same time, like last year, if we go and think about it, we were happy when Invincibles were $50. So I didn't really mind it that much, as it was kind of annoying that was the only way to get him was by opening that pack. Sure, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know, compared to what we have, kind of seen in the past, at least it was attainable. Like, at least you could guarantee yourself the best player in the game for a certain price.
But of course, obviously, you could also gamble for this guy if you wanted to. And Season 6 started off with some incredible free rewards in the game modes. As you can see here, available till May 17th. Dwayne Wade, you've seen Siakam until May 18th. You've seen
lie. It's a flat out lie. And why does it bug me so much? It's because I put these cards in the free card tier list, and they're no longer free cards. So I've had to change the way I do free cards now because these cards aren't even free.
Brandon Ingram till 18th. So they were all advertised till May the 17th or 18th. And then 2K decided to take them all out of the game and replace them playoffs deluxe packs a month before they were meant to end. And right afterwards, they put all the cards back in the game except you had to pay for them.
Which I think this shows that this was planned. 2K plans their content weeks in advance. And so these are the types of things they plan. 100%. So there's no, legal issues with these. These are planned things that straight up are lying to the 2K community. No communication ever. And sure, it's a small thing, but small thing after small thing, they add up. And it shows a big problem with how this game is right now.
They literally took free cards out of the game and made you pay for them in the weeks afterwards.
It's ridiculous.
But now to the reason why I made this entire video.
This is absolutely not okay. In any way, shape, or form.
So 2K up until
Thanks, Stevie G. I like my shining moment. You know what I'm saying? Give me a shining moment in the video. That's what I mean. But it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Even if they would have apologized to us, it doesn't mean it's okay. It's not okay. And a guy like CarlosStory, he's a massive Kobe fan. He's been a Kobe fan for how long? And guess what, guys? Guess what? He was probably grinding collector level Kobe. Probably spent how much on the game? Do you think he really cares that much about 100 overall cards? No, he wants Kobe Bryant. That's whose account he's on right now is CarlosStory, by the way. So that's why I'm bringing it up.
Yesterday had advertised a Kobe Bryant card for collector level. He's in the game until the last minute. And for those of you who aren't into MyTEAM and don't know how much this card takes, it would basically involve you playing the entire year, over 1,000 hours of grinding the game on...
More than that. More than that. I've played this game for over 1,000 hours. Okay, and I'm not proud of it. And obviously, it's not all been in MyTEAM. But way more than that.
Top of the 1,000 hours, spending somewhere between 5,000 and 15,000.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I was going to say, you'd have to grind and spend that much money. I would say closer to $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to be the first collector. Now, if you don't want to be the first collector yet, I mean, this 5,000 as well as a bunch of time probably is accurate. I'm just telling you, if you do want to be the first one, you're probably spending upwards of $20,000. Just
$1,000 on this game, depending on how lucky you were. However, 2K decided to then put it on their Discord, not on their Twitter, on their Discord. So not public information, put it on their Discord. So if you aren't in their Discord, you couldn't see anything. Basically, 2K saying that they changed up the collector level last minute, 2 hours before the deadline in April. That's what they decided to do. And they made it a 100 overall option pack. Can you argue the 100 overall cards, the two of them are going to be better in-game than Kobe? Sure. But that's not what people spent money for. That's not...
Exactly. And the worst part is Yao isn't even in the 100 overall pack, which is such a small thing. But 100%. I'd say LeBron 100 overall, point guard, and Giannis 100 overall, small forward are better than Kobe. 100%. I agree with that. But on the flip side, like DBG said, people that grinded collector level, most of them do not care. They do not care how good a card is. Or I shouldn't say how good, but they would rather have Kobe over 100 overall Yahoo for sure would be better. It's just that simple.
Not what people spent their hard-earned money for. And regardless of what you think about it, 2K had to have known this. I hope they would have known what they were doing. Whether it was a time crunch, whether it was a licensing issue, they still gave people false hope until literally the final hour. Nobody was happy about this. You can see this from Ty saying it's one of the sickest things he's ever seen. From Henry talking about Kobe's name for false advertisement is disgusting. And even Troydan, one of the biggest 2K creators of all time, complaining about this, asking why people...
And I personally think because it is Kobe Bryant, it makes it even sicker for me. Like, I remember when Kobe first passed, and the whole community was like, 2K better not put him in packs, all these things. And to see this be the ultimate thing that 2K makes the most money on is Kobe's name, it makes me sick. It's disgusting.
I haven't been fired. I'm just saying somebody needs to say something. However, we did go and see a tweet from a former 2K employee basically trying to play devil's advocate. I assume that he knows a little bit more than we do, saying it might be a rights issue and it might not be as simple as it looks. He then said a logical side to an extreme reaction. I actually don't think the reaction's extreme if you've been a part of the MyTEAM community. Also, him saying that he...
And this is my whole point, guys. This is my whole point. And I talked about it in my stream, and DBG kind of disagreed with me on this. I said, I don't think the devs truly know that there's, problems that's going on in the game. They might know that there's small issues. They do not know the extent to the problems. And I don't know if Corey was a dev or what he was. I'm just saying, I think the people that work for 2K that aren't even involved in these type of decisions, I don't think they realize how bad everything is right now. I genuinely don't think they know. And again, DBG is like, oh, trust me, like they know it's bad. And I get it. They might know part of it. But he's saying like an extreme reaction. This is not an extreme reaction one bit. It's not. I'm tired of people blaming the MyTEAM community, blaming the community for stuff. Stop. Corey, stop. And I don't got any issues with you. But saying it's an extreme reaction is BS. You give somebody $20 and basically get $20,000 and get scammed, Corey. Tell them, have them say it's an extreme reaction to you, especially when it's behind Kobe's name. Stop. Sick of it.
Doesn't think there'll be an intentional shift that will bring negativity. As we've seen from MyTEAM, there are so many intentional shifts that will bring negativity. They just don't care. And even if he's 100% on the money, I don't think it helps anything in 2K's perspective. And Bucks Nelson made a great point, better than I can. So I'm going to show off what he said in his video about this.
Some rights situation with Kobe Bryant that specifically affects this one aspect, that you could have Kobe's shoes in the game, you could have Kobe's other cards in the game, and you could even see 100 overall Kobe card in the game. But for some reason, as a collector reward, the negotiations broke down for whatever reason. In fact, Vanessa Bryant might have said,
but to me, it's like, okay, and again, I don't know how this works. Okay, if the collection process broke down, and again, I don't know the specifics to it, but if I'm a business, wouldn't you have that stuff figured out before you name him as the collection reward? And again, I'm not that deep into it. I don't know. But before I tell my community personally that something's coming, I'm going to have an agreement that it's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to have it, whether it's the funds, whether it's whatever it is, I'm going to have that done.
I'm cool with Kobe being a collector reward as long as he's never something about just pulling backs. Now, I don't think that happened, but it's technically possible. Right? And once they changed to the gambling model, she could have sent somebody.
Okay, so once they changed the gambling model, I guess.
And be like, oh, by the way, don't let them do that with Kobe. They gotta do something else. There is something going on behind the scenes that forced them to not have Kobe with the reward as a reward. And for the record, I doubt this. I do not think this is the case.
No way.
And I'll tell you guys why as we go forward. But even if that was the case, the communication and the use of the people's enthusiasm for a Kobe Bryant that doesn't exist, that was no accident. They had some time before today, and most likely before last Friday's drop, which I'm sure made them a bunch of money. They had
because again, for me, 2K plans things in advance. They plan things in advance. Be honest. I had a meeting with them for the 250K tournament, okay, one time. And the guy I met with had like the drop for 2 weeks later ready, prepared in his files. So I saw that 2 weeks in advance the cards that were coming, and he's like, please don't tell anybody, whatever. This stays between us. I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But it's to me, it's like, this is no accident. This is not an accident. There's no accidents when it comes to this, guys. They know what is going on, guys. And they just don't want to communicate with the community. They don't. They would rather be just so money hungry, have so much greed to them. Sickening.
Sometime to communicate with the community and say, Kobe's not happening. And they waited until literally the very last second, getting the most possible value out of the Kobe FOMO.
And if you want to talk about the most possible value, I'm going to just add this in here. Why do you think Yao Ming is not in this pack? Because they want people to still gamble for Yao, who's in the pack market. Just the point I want to make.
So the Kobe situation might be one of the worst things I've seen 2K do when it comes to MyTEAM. I genuinely don't see any way you can justify this. Even if it is a rights issue, which more and more people are starting to say maybe it is. Like, I'm seeing it more on my timeline, and then obviously Corey knows more about the ins and outs of 2K than any of us do. I still don't see how it can be a rights issue because Mamba Moments is in the game and he's still in rosters. But, look, you can't obviously rule it out. But at the same time, even if it is a rights issue, they didn't find out 1 hour before the deadline. They didn't find out 1 hour before the deadline that it was a rights issue. They've known. And that is what the saddest part is that even if it was out of 2K's hands, they still didn't go about it right. They still went about it in the most deceptive and greedy way possible.
Yep.
They still went about it.
And that's why when people are giving all these excuses for 2K and, oh, this is an extreme reaction, it's not. It's not, and I'm tired. It's disrespectful to the people that collected cards to say this is an extreme reaction. That's disrespectful.
In a way that they could get as much money as possible from people wanting Kobe. Even if it is a rights issue, they knew it might make it even worse. If 2K knew that they weren't going to be able to release Kobe, keeping Kobe as the advertised reward all the way to the very end, literally the final hours when it changed, that might be even worse than ignoring it, than forgetting about it. Because it is one of the darkest moments in MyTEAM history. In a year of the darkest moments in MyTEAM history. So anyway, that is the video. Obviously not the highest edited video, but I wanted to get this out while the point is still relevant. MyTEAM, especially NBA 2k24 MyTEAM, has been one big lie from 2K. They have lied, deceived, you could argue scammed their audience.
There's no argument on that. And for the people who went for the collector level, they 100% scammed them. There's no argument, in my opinion.
The entire year, purely out of greed, purely because of the almighty dollar. And for that reason, I can't see MyTEAM ever going back to the way it was.
No.
And I'm somebody that has been praying for that for years. When my team's good, I'm good. I'm making good content. I'm able to make content around the game mode. I'm able to be positive about the game mode. Like, my views and money are up, which helps as well. And when my team's bad, you see videos like this. You see what was happening on the DBG MyTEAM channel. You see just non-stop negativity. And I think, if anything, we've gone easy on my 2K this year for what they've done with this game. The negativity, I don't think, is quite negative enough. But now, after seeing articles from Forbes, this getting some mainstream news, maybe 2K will at least address it. Because there's no excuse. And there's no way that there's a justifying 2K. There's no way that we should ever give 2K the benefit of the doubt again.
Agreed. And that's my biggest thing with all these people trying to make excuses for 2K. No. And communicate. No.
Situation or anything else. Anyway, that is the video. Actually, it's not, lads. We've got a song to end the video.
And those prices were high, but at least we could get them for a price. I want to know
today.
Yo, chill. I want to know who created that video. Massive shout out to DBG, man. That's going to wrap it up for our video. Drop a like on it. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.